welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast where we try to figure it all out. With your hosts, Brandon and Colin. On this week's show, no half days. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
How is your... What day of the week is it? Wednesday!
Yeah, some say it is Wednesday.
Some say...
Pretty good, really. Not too bad.
Yeah?
Very tired, but that's
Oh no! What's going on?
Well, that's all right. We had it's the last week of school, so all kinds of zaniness is occurring. Right. So we had our big field trip yesterday, and then today was field day. I'm very tired, right? But,
oh no! So you got to say, and today was hot too. Oh no!
Yeah, it was a little bit hot, but it wasn't too bad, right? It was better, right? So they sort of revamped field day, right? So they the past 2 years we've had it in a city park.
Yes,
right?
Yeah, I remember this,
but they did not do it that way this year. Right. So this year is back at school. Right. So just back at school. Complete with the high school helpers are back, for better or for worse. That is the thing that occurred.
Yes.
Right. Right. You'll never believe this, that the high school girls were extremely helpful, and many of the high school boys less so.
Huh.
I know. Shocking.
Doesn't seem
a shocking turn of events. You know, that is right. The worst field day event ever. Right. They do every year. I forget to talk to him about this. Like, they need to. This event needs to go away.
Oh,
right. They have this thing. They call it. It's on my little schedule. It's called the water balloon toss. You know, the thing where you have a partner and you toss a balloon to them, and then if you are successful, you take a step backwards, and then you just continue this, and whoever is the furthest apart at the end wins.
Sure.
Right. So they do this, right? But then, so there is a giant trash can full of water balloons near high schoolers all day long. So what do you imagine happens to these balloons?
It's not good.
No. All they do all day long is throw them at each other.
Yeah. That is what happens.
So at the end of the day, the kids who are supposed to play the water balloon toss never get to. Right? Or they get to do it once.
Yeah, because you run out of water balloons.
All of the water balloons are gone.
It's a finite resource. Absolutely.
All the time. Yeah.
Yes.
All the time. They're always gone. And it's so annoying. And obviously he tells them to not do that. Right.
Of course. Yeah.
But then when he's out, doing stuff, because he's driving around in the little gator deal, monitoring all the stations and making sure people are rotating and doing all that stuff. So he is not always directly near these people. And so obviously when they don't see Coach, they don't listen to. That's
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. And so then elementary school teachers feel weird about getting onto high schoolers sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because and so this event needs to stop. This event needs to be replaced with something else. I don't know what, but that we just get rid of it. That's what we're. I'm gonna talk to him about this. I keep forgetting to, but that just needs to go. It's no good.
It's no good.
It's bad times, right? Other than that, it was good. Luckily this year my scheduling worked out thusly that they spread out the field day games over a much broad, or over the whole campus. Right. So normally there was in the past, we've had it in a city park for 2 years. Right.
Huh.
So, it's, but before that, the majority of the field day events were confined to the baseball outfield, which, sucks. Right. Because that's just not, it's just a just a barren zone of heat and like desperation. Like there's no shade in the middle of an outfield.
Yeah.
Right. But this time there was only one, 2, 3, 4, 5 events over there.
Oh,
right. And I got to go there first today. So like,
aha.
It was not hot when I was there.
Nice. Because there's famously no shade in the outfield.
Yeah. That would make baseballing extra difficult if there was, let's say, a giant American sycamore just like right in the middle, right in the middle of center field.
Yes.
That would be weird. There's trees like behind our baseball field, but
sure,
that's not super helpful when you're on the baseball field.
No.
Right. But I got to go out there first thing in the morning, so like at 9:00.
Oh,
so like that was fine,
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time, there was enough. Like the events were spread out so much that there was a couple inside. Like one thing was like a bathroom and refill water bottle station. Like during you could just like sit inside and do whatever. So.
Oh, nice.
Between me going to go outside first and to the baseball field first and then all that other stuff, it wasn't too bad, right? Managed to dodge most of the
water balloons.
Heat, and there was enough, definitely that. And then there was enough like shade in the rest of the places where I could hide away from the sun.
Where we, I mean...
Yeah, by we, I mostly mean me. But like, we could get out of the sun a little bit, right? So that was very helpful. So it was pretty good, right? Like, I think my kids are dead. Because like we had our big field trip yesterday, which is of course the ice skating extravaganza.
Yes.
Right. So
world famous.
They've had 2 days of like extreme physical activity because yesterday we went ice skating and swimming, and then today we had field day all day. So
oh my gosh,
they're kind of, we'll see if they're actually physically able to move tomorrow.
Yeah, you're really pushing those guys to the limit there.
Yeah, because even at some days it's a field day, some of the high school kids were like, what's wrong with your children? It's like, well, we did go to our ice skating trip yesterday, and they went, yes, okay.
I remember those days.
Because there was a couple games where like they were not running at all. They were like, eh.
Oh god!
And it was some of the first games in the morning, so some of them were like not quite awake yet, right?
Well,
like
that's
at 9:00 in the morning, we're like, all right, you got to run and play spiders and flies. You're like, ooh, but what if I didn't do that?
That sounds like something I'm not going to do.
Yeah, right. That's something you're not going to do at 9:00 in the morning.
Pretty fun, hey?
Yeah, it was interesting to watch them do that. It was really funny though. But yesterday went really good. We had no catastrophic injuries in a great shift from last year. No injuries, right? Like last year, I don't know if you remember this. It was exceptionally catastrophic, right? Somebody had to go to the hospital.
I do.
Right? It was like all kinds of insanity.
Vaguely remember this, yes.
Yeah. So we talked to them. Like, I think generally these kids are a lot more responsible and receptive to saying things like, I need you to not do that.
Sure.
And they're like, okay, I won't do that. Whereas last year, it's not really a thing that happened.
Yeah.
Right. And so they did a good job, right? Kept it under control. Ice skating went pretty well, right? The majority, they all at least tried ice skating.
Well,
some of them noped out pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Right. They were like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. And so that it was pretty funny. So they at least tried it, which was good, right? I was like, you guys should try it, right? Because you might be good at it. You might never go ice skating again. So you give it a shot, right? Give it a whirl.
Yeah.
And so that was good. And then they enjoyed swimming, right? They swim in the pool there, and it's really, really hot in the pool room. So it's miserable for me personally, but the kids really had fun.
Oh, no.
It's like a big indoor pool room, right? So it's all like humid and gross and like, bleh, and like, so that sucks. But I like, so you just have to sit there for like, we were swimming for like an hour and a half, maybe, or close to that. So that it wasn't pleasant just sitting in there. It's funny to watch them like do weird things, but like, man, it stinks sitting there. It's so hot.
Yeah, that's not good.
That isn't good, right? That's no good. But this time also we got to because if you remember all the way back in the fall we had a school carnival thing.
Oh,
right?
yes. Yeah, your famous carnival.
Yeah, yes. All the famous school carnival, the Beaker Ball version 2, right? So successful that we were like all the money that we make at the carnival we use for the field trip. That's like how it works, right? Mm-hmm. So we actually this time we raised so much money that we bought pizza for everybody instead of having to get school lunches. So we went to a park, right? We had the pizza delivered to the park, we hung out and we played on the little thingies and then ate some pizza in the little pavilion deal. And then so we did that first, right? So got down there. This is in Springdale, Arkansas, by the way. So we drove all the way down to Springdale.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then did all that stuff. So it's a long day, but it wasn't as long as it normally is because a lot of times if we don't, like in the past couple of years, we haven't been able to buy pizza. And so like we've stopped at like a McDonald's or something on the way back home. And that takes like forever and blah, blah. So we get home like even later. But this time I was like, look, if we're getting pizza, we should not do that.
Yeah.
So we were home earlier. It was great. Like, yes.
Which is nice when you can just ease into.
Yeah, because like one year we got back and it was like 7:00, right? Like it's a bit long. It's a bit long.
Well, yeah.
Bit rough. So I approved this plan a lot better. It's much more better to do this. It was pretty good. I also on the bus journey. Right? So bus riding, right? Nobody likes bus riding. I have a question for you. Do you ever get car sick if you're like reading in the car?
I used to. I do not anymore.
Oh, okay. Yes. Right. So I do a little bit. Not like sick, but like queasy, like weird feeling.
Okay.
Right? Before I'm reading. I can do lots of other things, but reading bothers me in the car. Like it annoys me. Mm-hmm. Right?
Interesting.
So I was doing some research, right? I had seen a thing earlier in the week, right? There's some new like adaptive technology for your phone, right? Some accessibility technology, I believe is what you call it, right? It's called like motion cueing, right? Okay. Have you seen this? Have you seen these?
I've heard vaguely about this.
Right. So you can either, I think the iPhones have it, I think, right? And I downloaded an app, right? But it's like a overlay that like plays over your screen when you turn it on. And there's like little dots on the side of your screen, right? And when your phone moves, the dots wiggle, right?
Oh,
but it's because the wiggling dots match the wiggling of the car, it can like help cut down on that like motion sickness, eye fatigue stuff.
I see. Yes.
Because it matches. It's not like the phone is not going against the vibration of whatever's moving. So like you can, because I don't get like, it doesn't bother me if I'm sitting in like the front seat of a car, right? But if I'm reading or something in the back seat, or again on a bus, like, man. So I tried it out. I downloaded this, and I think it kind of worked.
Oh,
right? I think a little bit. I don't know exactly. Right. But I was able to like read some articles on my phone instead of just like staring at the kids, the the whole time. I was able to read stuff. I was able to like look at. I was also reading many lists of like books, right? Like we were talking about. So I was reading. I was trying to figure that out, doing some research there. But I think it helped me to not be like all like queasy feeling, and because I've never like gotten like sick, like thrown up sick, but it's always just like my head is like, ugh, I don't like this. So I think potentially it worked. Now I wasn't going to run a real test of like not using it on the way down.
Let's see how queasy I can get.
Yeah, I didn't really feel like really pushing that envelope, right? Like,
sure. I agree. Probably not a good thing to do.
Not the best plan in the world to do, but like, I think maybe it was successful. So, listeners, if you have trouble with that, check out to look into the motion cues, right? And see how that goes for you. And that's what I learned this week.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, and it's it's one of those things. I hate the calling it an accessibility feature. A lot of times makes you think like, oh, I don't need that. That's not for me.
Yeah.
Right. And instead going like, oh, but no, really, like this, it's for you a whole lot sooner than you can imagine in a lot of cases. Like I have some turned on my phone that I honestly don't even remember what I've done because because it's like they just help my life be so much like using the phone. Man, I'm trying to remember what I've turned on.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff on there, like that you can just like mess with. That like you said, there is a bit of a stigma where it's like, oh, accessibility. I don't need that. I'm not like, because there's like a stigma that it's for like people with disabilities, right?
Yes,
that's not necessarily true. While it is definitely for those people, right? It's not just for those people because like and like you said, anybody can get a benefit out of some of this stuff because like some of it's just like really handy stuff, right? Like, oh, you're like, oh man, that might be a thing that you want. So you should. It's definitely a thing that I think people don't look at, right? Like, because there's that like, I don't know. I guess I guess you would call it a stigma, right? Of like, oh, I can't do that, right? But like, even just like text quality stuff, right? Just like making your things like a slightly higher contrast or doing some magnification stuff or like changing the font style, right? Because there's some things that show like certain fonts are just, you can read them better, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of situations. And if you just change the font style, like you can actually read the things like faster, right? And like more accurately because of the font. Like there's certain fonts that's what they're designed to do, right? And so there's just like little things that you can like tinker with, and it might just be a thing where it's like, oh, hey, that actually is nicer to look at, and I can use it better. Wow.
Yeah. No, like the little things like for some reason for this one, like call, what was it? It was call alerts. Like if you're wearing earbuds or headphones, call alerts is like in an accessibility feature to like you can mess around with when and how it does that. And I was like, well, yeah, that's actually very nice. One of the ones I really like on the iPhone is when you do like a FaceTime call with somebody, you can do live captions. It will automatically generate captions, which I don't know about you. I find myself more and more having captions just on by default in a lot of movies that I'm watching these days.
Oh, yeah.
They're very dark and they like to mumble.
That is true. We do like the audio mixing in some movies is not. It's bad. I don't know what they're doing.
And so it ends up being like, and same thing whenever you're on a phone call with somebody, sometimes it's like, I'm in a bad spot to hear audio or they're in a bad spot. And it's like, we can actually just have this basically text conversation with live transcription happening right now, and this is very nice.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That's actually a thing that can happen, right? That's very handy.
Yeah. Well, my goodness. So you're going to sleep well, too. So when is your last day of
Friday?
Oh,
is actually
man.
Friday. Yeah. Coming up soon. So,
is it a full day? Half day?
Yeah, it's a full day.
Oh.
They got it in their heads that I don't know why. Like this year has 0 half days. That's what they decided. Like no half. And I think everyone complains so much. I think next year it's going to be a half day again. I think the next school calendar they're putting it back. I'm not sure about that, but we have to check it. But it's really no half day, which is weird. Like no half day on the last day of school is kind of odd. It's like, well, what do you do for all day?
Yeah, because honestly, like it's a lost day anyway. Nobody pays attention. It's
not like we're gonna have instructional time,
right?
Like with all of our device. Oh, Monday was device turn-in day. That's the other thing that happened this week.
Oh, yeah,
so Monday was device turn-in day. Right?
Did you guys have? So we had an announcement. So obviously our kids aren't in public school, but we had a an announcement come out, and we were seeing it all over Facebook. Apparently, kids were shoving their graphite pencils into the charging port of Chromebooks to make them catch fire.
As far as I'm aware, none of our kids did that.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Let's hope that's a bad plan.
Yeah, they were like, because it was this trend going around on social media. You could make it like spark, like so people found out you could make it. You could make contacts. They were learning electrical circuitry and making a complete circuit using pencil lead.
Completing the circuit with graphite. Yeah.
Is doable and would create sparks.
Mild conductivity with graphite. That's true.
Yeah. And it's a little bit insulated because it's got a wood pencil around it. But anyway, and so the school was like, please don't, please do not, please don't do that.
Yeah, that's an expensive circuitry experiment, right? Like, because that like in the majority, at least in our paperwork, right? Like at the beginning of every year, you have to like sign a contract to be able to use one of these, right? And it basically says like there's a fee, like a renter's fee every year to get the device, and that fee covers like small maintenance things, right? Like if something little messes up, right, that fee covers it. You have to pay for it, right? But like large, like very breaking things, you will be charged to replace for either for the repair or potentially the replacement of the device.
Ooh.
Right? Like if it's that serious, like you are now responsible for the replacement of that device. Right? So that's a real expensive like circuitry method. I was like, that's a bad plan.
Yeah.
Like
here's a cheaper one, people. A potato.
Yes. Right. And a digital clock circuit.
There you go.
Would get you similar results.
Yes. And it's still useful when you're done with it. Because you still have a potato
clock. Yes. Then you can bake it.
Yes, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, even when you're done with the testing circuitry, you can still consume
the potato.
Potato.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, no, I think somebody mentioned that, and I was like, oh, because I think one of my kids was like, is it true that if you do this will happen? I was like, yeah, don't do that. That's a terrible idea. Why never do that? Really, a good rule of thumb is if you have an electrical port or socket, do not stick things into it. That's really the best plan, right? No, unless it is a plug designed to go into there.
And you are putting the correct thing into
yes
plug. Right.
If it's that, other than that, don't do that. Right?
Yeah.
Please don't go just sticking random things into sockets. We should know this. Right? We should know not to do this. Right? It's a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost, you get distributing swords from pawns, shoving random things into, charging ports.
Yeah, don't do that.
Both bad forms of government.
True. Very true. Oh, Lordy. The only other thing I did this week is officially, finally, I don't know why, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm lazy and I don't like downloading things, right? But because my phone did come while I was deleting apps off here that I didn't want, right? I was like, well, I should probably keep this Spotify app. That sounds useful, right?
Yeah.
So this week has been spent training my Spotify a little bit, right? My Spotify algorithm here to become excellent, right? I have discovered immediately two ways in which Spotify is far superior to the Amazon Music, right? Just in case you were curious.
I am ready. I am ready for this.
Two ways, right? First way, if you try to listen to an album on Amazon Music for some reason, there is you can only play them on shuffle mode.
Oh, yeah, until you upgrade, right?
Which is a crime. Okay, that's not how this works. All right, nobody wants to hear albums out of order. I don't know why that exists. I'm not trying to mess with that.
No, I know why. Because nobody wants it. They're trying to get people to upgrade.
I don't even know why the shuffle button exists. I mean, it was like for back on your iPod, right? You could hit shuffle and it would just play like random songs that you had, right? That's okay, I guess. But I don't want an album order to be shuffled. So Spotify doesn't pigeonhole me in that method. I can listen to the album all the way through, right? I can do that. And, right, I think there's just more artists are on Spotify, right? And with my very hyper specific niche interest in 90s punk music, right? The second Spotify recommended Guttermouth to me, I was like, yeah, okay.
They're really good at throwing, and
it's like, okay, all right, this is like, I don't think Amazon has face to face, right? I don't think they have that, right? I don't think that exists. Okay,
what I have found with Spotify is they're really good at finding in the boundaries of oh, okay, for me they'll be like, okay, you like you like mid 90s or say early 2000s, late 90s, emo punk rock. Okay, well, do you like it this emo? And I'm like, no, they'll pull it back a little bit. And they're like, okay, how about this punk? And I'm like, no, pull it back, and you're like, no. It's when it does those kind of the random stuff, I don't know, it's very it's
definitely there. But when but I'm the opposite one. Do you like it this punk? Yes, more please.
Yes.
I don't want.
Well, yes.
Do I need more distillers? Yes, I do. Right, actually, that's what I need in my life. Most normal music algorithms are not going to immediately recommend you Screeching Weasel. Okay,
fair,
but
also,
Spotify did.
Yeah.
And that is the correct answer, right? The correct answer is how 90s punk do you want to get? Yes. Screeching Weasel is the answer, right? Guttermouth is the answer.
Yeah. It just is.
It is. Right? This is where we're trying to go, right? This is exactly where we're going. Okay. So that was very handy. So it's like, okay, why did I wait so long to do this? This is immediately better, right? Kablam. So there we go. Officially also following the podcast on Spotify now. There you go. Oh, okay. There you go. Official, right?
I forget. Does the show art show up on Spotify?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does. Okay. Good.
It does. It does indeed.
Okay. I don't listen on Spotify. I have it there so I can check on things every now and then. But I never remember There was a time where I had every Spotify, every podcast app that I could have downloaded on my phone, and that was just a bad choice. I ended up.
Oh, it's fine. Just to check about things, right?
Yeah, because it was because for a while, certain features in like show notes, like the big thing that I really messed around with way too long was hyperlinks in text. Of some would not do. You had to display a naked link. You couldn't do like an HTML wrapper to be like, click here. And then if you looked at the HTML code, it's like, click here, caret, parentheses, it puts it in there. Some of them weren't doing that for a while. So you had to have both the naked and the hidden ones. Because otherwise they weren't clickable. So it was so I was like, okay, well, does this one? No, does this one? Does this one? No. Keeping track of that. That was,
it's kind of messy. Yeah.
I wasn't happy with that one. But,
it's fair.
But I didn't do that anymore.
I mean, that's all right. That's fair. So, if it's not worth it, don't worry about it. But, get rid of that. Okay. But yeah, so that's why I did that too. So I was like, okay, well, because I used to listen to it on just the Google thing, but since that stopped being supported at all.
Oh, I know.
Which was really annoying because I had a bunch of stuff on there. And they're like, oh, this is unsupported now. What? Guys, come on.
Google killing something yet again. I was pretty.
Yeah, I think this is an instance of like, we're going to make something just like in this space just so that we can have a presence there. And then it's like, actually, nobody asked for this. And maybe we should just focus on doing these things instead.
Yeah, maybe that was actually a bad idea. Yeah.
Kill it off. Like, for the 5 people that were using it, like, dang it. Well, okay.
Yeah, but it's always anyway. So yeah, that's when that dropped out. I know a lot of people. Actually, turns out a lot of people were using that because it was just right there on the phone. It was included.
Yeah, and it's also, I think it might have also been a thing of like, oh well, maybe it wasn't that people weren't using it, but like, oh, we don't really have resources to devote to this like we thought we would because. Maybe we overextended because we just thought we should do literally everything. We should have all the pies all the time. Like, or not. Like, I'd maybe just.
Right. Yeah, maybe we'll try and focus on things and make sure the ones that we actually have are working.
So, yeah. So, who knows? But yeah, so I'm officially on the old Spotify Reno, training it up, trying to make sure. It knows that, yes, I do want to listen to the Vandals. That's exactly correct. That is what I mean.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's pretty much been my week. Just getting ready for last week's schools, too. So, the last day of school. So, I've also been having to clean the old classroom up. Never a fun task, right? As a person who just has stuff everywhere.
That's what it does.
The end of the year when you're like, you must clean up everything. It's like, oh no.
Could we define everything?
This is a traumatic time for me, right? Like, I don't like this. My room looks so empty and weird. I don't like it.
Oh.
Like, pick up all this stuff and like put all these things away. I was like, no. And like, I have to make my thing tomorrow. But like, I'm basically done. I have a couple things to put away. Like, I try to, because again, they have to move everything out of the room so that they can like clean and they like strip and wax the floors and they do all that stuff, right?
Really go all out.
Yeah. And so they have to move out most things, right? But I have some like very large shelves and stuff, and they leave all that stuff in there, right? Because why would you move that? It's huge.
Yeah.
And I'm not moving that. So. Yeah. And they're like big, huge cabinets full of stuff. Like, nah, just go around it, right? So they just wax around them. And like, I'm pretty sure they're like stuck to the floor at this point. But so really my strategy is get as many things as I can, pile them on my shelves, right? Just throw them on the shelf. It's fine.
Yeah.
Get them on there.
They're immovable objects anyway. Everything's going to be just fine, people.
So I just kind of pile up there, and I have a lab table, right? It's like part of it's like an island, right? So it's like not going anywhere either. And so I have these like basically, they're like those milk cratey things, you know, that you can buy at like Walmart for like a few dollars. There's a bunch of those. And so I just stack them up on there. And I use them during the year for things. They like hold binders, student binders and stuff. But once the students take all their binders home, I start filling it with my stuff and just pile it up on the table. So it's like this giant mountain of crates.
Oh my gosh.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Full of like books and like binders and like random stuff and like things off of my desk. Yeah. Like things I don't have any place to put. Like this rock, I can put this in here. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So that goes into my tower, gets created, and then go from there. Then I just have to label everything else with my number, my room number, right? So that it comes back. Need it back in my room.
Do you have it? Do you have your a room number like secretly tattooed on various surfaces and stuff?
Some things, yeah, it's like on the bottom, right? Some things like side tables or whatever. Like you gotta claim that stuff, right? Because if it's out in the hallway for a while, some people, it has been known to happen, right? We come back and your thing is gone. Right? Because somebody was walking by and they saw it in the hallway and they're like, oh, yeah. And they just like walk off with it. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Oh, no.
That's my table, man. What the heck? So yeah, no, we're labeling everything. I'm not about to have that happen, right? Every once in a while, they'll accidentally put it back in another classroom. That's a different story, right? Because there's like 20 billion things out in the hallway. Some, oh well, it actually got put in the wrong space. Okay, whatever. That's easier to fix. But sometimes it has been known to happen. Not to me, knock, but like it has been known to happen where things just like kind of walk off, right?
Ugh.
Just kind of disappear into the ether, and it'll be like, where did my who took my chair? What's going on?
I had when Noah was getting ready for his baseball this year, we had to go through and label all of the items. Not because we were worried about with him walking off, but like in the dugout of
just like they're sitting there
with like third and fourth graders and everything. Like it's just going to get tossed around, and it's like somebody's going to pick something up at some point, and it's not going to be theirs, and it's no malice or anything. It's just it's going to get taken away, and so
or it could look similar, right? Like right, and it's like, oh, here's a black thing. I have a black thing. Is this mine? Oh, oops, it's not.
Right, or like the one bat that I see everybody have is also the same bat that we have. Like, okay. So I'm going to put initials on the handle, also on the top, also on 4 points on the side, and all in different colored marker paint.
Yes,
so that it doesn't blend in, and that we can, whatever,
and it doesn't easily rub off.
Yes,
right? It's there. You can't like smudge it off with your thumb. It's I don't know whose this is.
Right.
Right.
Like we'll have none of that. No. Well, I'm glad you're good. And cleaning is underway, and as best as it can be, or your tower creation.
My tower creation, my checklist. I have my end of the year checklist basically done. I have to go print that off tomorrow and then go to the cafeteria and be like, I need you to initial that I don't owe you any money because I haven't eaten in the cafeteria for like 5 years. So we just please write your name.
Oh my gosh.
I can do.
So
that you have to say like, I have paid all of my, you have to like clear out your lunch balance and all that stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't have a lunch balance. So like,
yeah,
I don't have a lunch balance.
Look, I've cleared it for you. Look at the service that I provide.
Yeah, I can look on the thing.
We'll gladly accept payment for this.
Yeah, I don't eat lunch in the cafeteria, so I don't have a lunch balance. Please just initial this and tell me that I can go turn in my paperwork, please. I get it out of here.
Yeah, please.
I have to track her down tomorrow. If I can remember to print that off when I get in school, just to do that. I think that I don't know. That was the one that annoys me the most. Just because I don't eat lunch in the cafeteria, I'm like, come on. Although it shouldn't, because when I used to eat in the lunch cafeteria, was I guilty of forgetting to ever pay my lunch balance? Yes. Absolutely yes.
So this is some holdover, is what I'm imagining.
No, everybody has to do it. It's not just me. They're not just targeting me. I'm like, yes.
Oh no, I'm saying
you have to target your thing.
Well,
I mean, it might not be. I don't think so, but
maybe talk to some other people. Hey, do you have a sheet of paper?
Yeah, do you have this on your checkout sheet? Like, what's going on over here? I don't know.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah, whatever. But so I gotta do that, and I think I'll be done, and I can take my little paper down and turn it in. So here you go. There it is. Pat. Put it in a pile. Do they ever look at it? I don't really know the answer to that question, but I have it in the pile and it's fine.
Yeah. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I guess. So. There you go. So that's pretty much it. What have you been up to other than writing your son's name on all baseball accoutrements? What?
Oh my gosh, so many things have been done. Man, this year that tells you everything you need to know about how this week has been so far.
True.
Oh my goodness. No, we are just in a very busy season with the business. It's been intense recently. Kind of feeling like, oh, okay, there's a limit. Found it. Check. But I think really what it is we just have some people who have taken some extended time off. We've had more overlapping time off than we've ever had. And so, and it's our promise to our clients is that we'll be there whenever they need us, right? We're flexible for them. And so an internal promise that we have for our team is like, we understand, right? Things are going to happen and we will always do our best to accommodate. And we accommodated maybe a little too much. I should have said no a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
What we got in trouble with was we have the perfect number of people to have backups for everybody. But what I failed to do a couple times was have a backup for my backup.
Yeah.
And so when they got sick or when they were like, hey, actually, I can't, it was like,
like, dang it.
I'm 3 deep on my bench. And so that's been intense.
Gotta go to the 4th string. Oh no, that's me. Oh no. Oh, drat.
Well, we hired some people, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, well, remember how I said I was available all the time? I'm actually not available any Thursday. Or
definitely not all the time.
Yeah.
That's
and then someone was like,
part of time you're missing.
Yeah. Or they were like, actually, I don't want to do anything on Saturdays. So they just went and like blocked off all of Saturdays. And I was like, ooh, here's the thing.
No. Yeah.
I was scheduling you for things on Saturday.
Kind of an important day in the pet sitting world.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. So that's been pretty interesting, I will say. So we're managing that. We're almost through that period, though. So their time off is all ending for some of the people. So it'll be fine.
Good.
We'll survive.
Okay. That'll be
yes.
good. That'll be
yes. Yes. Yep. And Noah had his first baseball game. We did talk about his game. But Oh no, we didn't. Right? We talked about his first baseball game.
I think he said he was going to.
Yeah. His first baseball game yesterday. Now, something very important. Okay, sorry. Technically second. Okay, whatever.
It's fine.
Something that's very important to remember is we as a family try to go to bed early. And this is mostly because my kids naturally wake up at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Right? They wake up at 6 a.m. Their wake up time. Yes, people. I have to tell my kids to stay in bed longer in the morning because otherwise it would just be out of control. And so they have these little lights in their bedrooms that turn green at 6:30, and this means they can come downstairs or they can do other things.
I like how maybe this skipped a generation, because this is a very dad thing to do, right? Like, I gotta get up. Like, I'm just gonna get up. Like,
yeah. But why
40? What are you doing?
Just go ahead and get up. Just go ahead and rise. Yeah, and because it was like, no, you can get up at 6:30. Like, get up at 6:30, and they're like, well, no, I'm ready to leave by 6:30, and I'll be downstairs at 6:31. I'm like, no, this is not how any of this works. This is not how. So
yeah, but what about no though? What about if we didn't do that?
So I have to have colors. If basically we have red, green, and yellow to signify.
That's hilarious.
When we can leave, and so we go to bed early. Like, the kids are in bed at like 7:30. Like, that is when I'm kissing their forehead on their pillow and I'm turning off the light. Is at 7:30. That's when Noah's games start.
Oh, yo. This is even worse than my problem about things starting at 7, because that's when I eat. This is way more problematic.
Way more. So now I'm like, oh no, we have to figure out some way to so his game went till 8:30. We didn't get home till 9. He didn't get into bed till like 9:30 after he kind of did a quick shower and rinsed and brushed his teeth. And then he was up at 6:15 this morning because that's just whenever he woke up. Right. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So he was really dragging today. And so we did as early of a bedtime as we could. And we've delayed I pushed the lights out even more. And I said, look, it's not 7. You wake up at 7. What time? And I was like, what time are you going to be downstairs? And he was like, 7. I was like, no. See, we're still operating on the old system. It's eyes awake at 7, downstairs by 7:15, let's say.
7:01. Got it.
Yeah, I got it. 7:01. Oh my gosh. And so, just like, man, the game was fine. They really started functioning as well as a team the last 2 innings. Really started finally jiving with it. But so they did not win, but that's okay because nobody's really keeping score. And I also realized that at this age they limit the number of runs per score or per inning.
Yes.
So that one team doesn't get just like 15.
Like a billion, yeah. So like 15 to 5, like 2. Like
yes, they limit it to 4 runs. So once you get 4,
switch.
We just switch. You switch at 4.
That's handy.
That happened twice. They're still
not important. It's fine.
It's not important. It's not important. He's been playing. He played catcher, which he said he really liked. And I'm like, really? I distinctly remember hating playing catcher. Like, I remember
it's awful. I
remember crying whenever I was there. But that was me. I'm different.
It's not hot yet either, so they give him some time.
Just wait till it's still sweltering at 7 p.m.
Yeah,
that'll be fine. But they've been rotating. They rotate positions throughout. So he was first base one time. He was in outfield. He played third base. He played a shortstop. They have a pitcher position, somebody who basically plays right in the middle to catch the balls that come in.
To like
really,
field, yeah,
real short. And played catcher, and one of the kids on his team is like really good at playing catcher, like has the stance perfect, hand behind his back, glove up right in front, like caught a ball that got tipped up off the bat and spun up, and he like dove for it, caught it, and got the guy out. And even the ump was like, "Oh,
like, what,
good job."
What has happened? Okay, somebody's dad is way too serious about this. Like, I don't know.
Right. Like, do you need a break, kid? Oh man. So we are preparing for, I have another game tomorrow and another game Friday.
Oh,
so back-to-back games.
Schedule was rough.
Yeah, this week's really heavy. We had a game yesterday, game tomorrow, game Friday. Then the next week, it's just on Monday. So, and then we'll practice.
That's good.
Practice on Wednesday, maybe.
I feel like for summer ball for small children, I feel like they should just be like, we're having games every Tuesday.
Oh,
go.
I know,
right? Like, I feel like that would make more sense, right? Like, why you gotta have, when you're in like elementary school summer ball, why are you like, yes, 4 games a week? Like,
I know.
What?
I know.
What?
I was like,
I don't think our high school baseball team plays that much baseball per week, right? Like, I don't
know. I don't know why they insist on playing this, because we'll even play, like, I think we're even playing some teams twice. And I'm like,
you're playing like,
why?
you probably play like the same kids like twice a week. You're like, what's the point? What's the point in that? I mean, I know it's just to get them like, yeah, but I feel like their rationale is probably it gets them game time experience. But like, again, elementary school doesn't really matter. Like, I just feel like it would be a useful thing if it was just like games will be on, I don't know, Tuesday or Thursday or something, right? And then you play a game, and then next week you play a different team. Like, you don't have to play, 80 games. You can play 8. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay.
Yeah, you don't need, it's not, I don't know. It's pretty intense. But
it's like an MLB schedule. It was like 180 some games. Right. Like, here you go.
Yeah. We're playing every team 7 times.
Yeah. The series, right?
The series
against Jim's Pro Lube, right? Like, oh my gosh.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh man. But what we did do was we did realize that Noah's glove was too small. So we did have to go and purchase a new glove. And while we went to go, and we have a local sporting goods store. Did I already talk about this? I feel like
I believe yes. This sounds slightly familiar.
Oh,
we did go do.
I think that we were going to go do this, but I hadn't done it this time. Okay. So, Mike, we were going to go to this local store. Yes, I talked about going to get socks. I am so sorry. That's how my year has been so far this week.
That's all right. I remember you did say that he put his hand in. You're like, put your hand in more. And he's like, yeah, my finger doesn't go in here anymore.
Yep. So we did go get one. And I am so thankful for our little sporting goods store for in the area. I don't know how they are still in business. I genuinely don't. There is nobody in there ever. But they're always very kind, always fully stocked, always have great things to buy. All like sorts of options and stuff. Like, I came in and I was like, glove size, and he was like 10.5. We tried that. He was like, try 10 3/4. We did that. He was like, yeah, that's perfect. And I'm like, really? 1/4 of an inch? What is this? What is this madness? And I was like, do we need to worry about different sizes or configurations? And he was like, not at this age. And then he motioned over to the wall. There's a whole other wall of adult gloves that were like floor to ceiling, like 15 columns of various gloves and gloves.
Oh, yeah, it gets insane, right?
Yeah. And I was like, he was like, he's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, so this. And then I says to myself, Salf, what we need to get a bucket of balls, because we're practicing. We're intense now. I'm learning to throw. And I'm tired of going and collecting 5 balls every time, because we just have a couple, right? So I was like, hey, I need to buy a bucket of balls. And he said, oh, we don't sell bucket balls anymore. And I was like, why? He said, oh, all the manufacturers would put their cheapest trash balls in the buckets. And they were just really poor quality because they were trying to hit a price point.
Yeah.
And so we don't sell them anymore. He goes, I can sell you a bucket and I can sell you the balls, but I can't sell you a bucket and balls. I was like, okay.
This is somewhat disappointing. I was
really hoping to walk out with like 50 baseballs. And I said, okay, well, how many? He goes, do you want to buy some balls? And I said, sure. What do you sell them by? He goes, a dozen. We sell them by a dozen. And I was like, oh, great.
Okay.
How much are they a dozen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much are they a dozen? Right? And I'm thinking $20, right? Like how expensive can a dozen baseballs for the like little league practice balls? Like I'm not going big time here. And he said, oh, those are $55.
What?
And I went, what? And he said, I can get you some strikeout ones for better. They're $65. So I got the 55.
That's
and the
worse.
65.
That's not better.
I think what he was trying to say was, well, the strikeouts mean that there is a blemish on a higher quality ball. And so you get a higher quality ball for a cheaper price. And in my head, I'm like, but it's not cheaper than $55. So
yeah, that's kind of like, it's not cheaper than what I
understand.
It's not that much cheaper.
It's cheaper than full price for the ball before it was struck out. Like great, understood. But I was hoping for like $20, and he's like, no, we sell these. So I was like, okay.
Rat.
How much
problem?
How much is a bucket?
Okay.
Any idea how much a slightly taller version of a 5-gallon bucket is with a lid?
I think I'm going to be upset with this answer, right? Because I feel like it's not what I think it's going to be, right?
I will tell you. You can go to Lowe's right now and buy a Lowe's branded blue bucket or just a no branded blue bucket for $3 to $4.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, right? Like, let's see.
Now,
so if we're asking if this is probably an official baseball,
it says Rawlings on it. May say some say Wilson because you can use them for tennis balls too or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So are they $23?
$27. $27.
What the heck?
For a bucket.
Holy cow.
And he said, he started to pick one up. And I was like, oh,
you put that down right now, sir. I don't need it.
No. We have a bucket at home. I just realized we'll be fine.
Yeah, that's quite all right. You could just keep that. That's upsetting, right?
No,
never allow that. How much are a baseball? Holy cow! This is a bucket of baseballs for $70.
Yeah.
What on earth? How expensive are baseballs? Single baseball. Let's go. This one baseball is $10. Why? That was.
I know.
What's the point in that? This one's $5. This one's $12. No, yeah. It's gone wrong.
I know.
13.
Yeah.
14. Yeah.
Yep. You can get them. Dick's Sporting Goods has them around.
That's what I'm looking at.
$7 for some basic ones.
Yeah, it's $5 to $7 for like the normal baseball balls.
Yeah,
but
I'm just like, no.
Some of these other ones are like, this is like $12, $13 baseball.
Yeah.
That's insane. This is a disposable product. I just wanted you to know that.
Yes.
This is a disposable product.
Yeah.
Okay.
This does not last forever. And even...
It is also really weird to have to Google baseball ball. Just so you know, that's awkward.
Well, no, it's namespace pollution. even Walmart will sell you, like, I'm like, okay, well, usually with volume they go up, but like, I'm looking at a bucket of balls. It's Wilson branded for $230. You'll get 36 of them.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's $6.50 a ball. Oh my gosh. Like,
for a disposable product.
Yes.
Right? Because baseballs, certain sports, the balls are actually a distressingly large number of sports. The ball is disposable, right? Like,
oh yeah.
The smaller, okay, hold on. Hold on. I think we've just discovered the official Oh Brother sports ball relationship here. There seems to be an inverse relationship between size of ball and disposability, right? Because your larger balls, your bowling ball, your basketball, soccer ball, these are durable goods. These are non-disposable entities, right? You keep these for a very long amount of time, right?
Yep.
Footballs, right? As you start shrinking down in size, softball, baseball, tennis ball, all the way down to the most disposable, the golf ball, right? You just hit it into the woods and you're like, well, I'm never finding that again. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
Yes. Yeah. And golf ball prices also.
Yeah, those are astronomical.
Insane.
Right? So also, yeah, we have this like big if we cast aside the bowling ball for a moment, right? Because that doesn't really fit into this part of the theory, but like yeah, these like highly disposable balls, like the price is like very high for the size, right? The like cost per surface area of ball is kind of insane, and throw in that it's highly disposable, right? Like, what is this? What is this game? Oh my gosh.
I know. And so there I am with Noah holding a dozen baseballs and his glove on top. And I'm like, okay, we'll get the balls. We will use it. I have
I'm already holding them.
I have a bucket at home. It's fine.
Probably more than one, if we're honest.
I know.
Plus the balls you already have.
Yes. So I'm like, okay. So we have 17 balls now.
There you go.
Which is
and now you can just buy like a ball to add to your bucket, right? You already have a bucket. So like, you know, you can just buy one or two more balls and add it to the pile.
Every year or two.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Buying if something's on sale or something.
Exactly.
Something comes up.
In the fall, right?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
See, this is what I want.
Yeah.
So
right about in November.
right about November, just seeing what I can get. And because again, these aren't game balls. These are just we're practicing hitting, we are practicing catching and fly balls, and we are practicing all of those things. And I just want him to be able to practice that. So anyway, I was just like, I'm standing there, and someone was like, oh yes, members of our church, they're like, man, baseball is expensive. I was like, I don't know, I've never played it. Seriously. So I have no idea. And I'm staying there in our little sporting goods store going, man, this is expensive.
Egad.
What am I doing?
Turns out baseball is expensive.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Why is this happening?
I knew that bats were expensive. I know this because I know I talk to many like middle school ball players, right?
Oh, sure.
Baseball and softball, right? So I know that bats are a stupid amount of money, right? Like,
and that, yes, we have not invested in bats.
That's totally fine. I feel like that's okay.
Yes, yeah, I feel like we need to get like he needs to. Right now, I think we are in the stage of like we upgraded the glove because it was physically not working for him, and I think that's the next thing. What we're going to do with the bat of like, this is physically too small for you, so we will upgrade then. Like, I'm not going to go out.
Oh yeah. I think this is a perfectly reasonable and fair plan, right? Like, we don't need you don't need like 90 baseball bats. Because that's an actual durable good, right? Your bat's not going to wear out, right? It's not going to like get lost. You're not going to smack it out into the field and never be able to find it again. So, like
I just found out. I typed in price of baseball bat for kid.
Oh, it's not going to be pleasant.
No, I'm
right?
sorry.
Like,
no, what did it? Okay. Parents, stop it.
I know.
Parents, cut it out. No, I am looking at a bat right now.
Parents have ruined this, right? Like
two of the people on Noah's team have this bat. Okay, I'm looking at it. They have this one. Okay, this is a $300 bat.
It's insane.
For the children.
Yeah.
For the children. Why?
Yeah. On the Dick's Sporting Goods website, I just typed in baseball bat, and the first result is $500. Right? Like,
but this is the junior one. This is the
junior. I just hit bat, right? But like, that is that's the first.
Okay.
That's insane, right? Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. And I'm like, sure. Like at this rate, I'm like, okay, I spent $55 on balls and his glove. That was the other thing. His glove. It's fine, but it's like, like it's important. Like that's a tool. Like this is a tool. He's going to use it. It needs to be used and abused, and it's going to help. They're like, absolutely. So investing in good quality stuff there. It was the balls. Like the baseballs where
the ball is kind of that's pretty insane, right?
No,
that's nuts.
I don't care. I'll give you the cheap balls. I'm just throwing these up in the air and he's catching them. They don't need to be fancy balls for that, people. No, I don't care.
No.
So anyway, I'm like, okay,
and
baseball. Get a bat, like okay, $80. Sure, that makes sense to me. I can see
this one. I found this one. This is a youth bat, and it's $60.
Yeah,
and that again, that sounds okay, right? In 2025, that sounds about right.
Perfectly reasonable.
I don't think. Again, an elementary school baseball player does not need.
No.
And this one has all kinds of different lengths and weights and whatever, but it's just the same like Easton bat, right? Whatever, $60.
No, Noah is only getting Louisville Slugger after this.
Hey, there you go. Well, they have some wood. Well, yeah, but here's a Louisville Slugger also for $60.
Yeah,
boom.
Wood.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah, but I don't. They get all grumpy about wood bats. I don't know. Baseball players don't make any sense to me. They're like, no, we can't do that.
Whatever.
Because youth players definitely cork their bats. Obviously, that's what.
Obviously.
Actually, I take that back. Based on the fact that the parents are buying their children $300 bats, the parents are absolutely cheating at youth baseball, right? Like
they are 1,000%.
Absolutely. Probably steroids in their Cheerios, right? It's gonna get
sprinkling creatine.
Gonna get out here.
Over there.
Got these little kids looking like Roberto Clemente out here. Like, what the heck, bro? What is this?
Yes. Absolutely, they do. So, anyway, and they're walking around. They've got the special backpacks, and they each have like 2 or 3 baseball bats sticking out of them. And
in the backpack.
Like,
okay, again, it's some of our high school baseball players and softball players do that. Which, okay, you're in high school. You've been playing forever. You play all the time. Like,
yeah,
this makes sense. Like, you are playing like 4 to 5 games a week. You're going to like districts and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're doing travel ball with a couple of travel ball,
right? Like, okay, you've decided baseball is your thing. Okay, but like in elementary school, like are you going to really commit to a thing already? Like,
well, the parents,
you got to wait for a little bit. I mean, well, you got to wait. There's other things. Like, you can't fully hardcore commit to a thing when you're like 9, right? That's a bit premature, like there's other things, right? Maybe like, oh no, the thing, right? You do.
Absolutely.
So it seems a bit asinine to have two potentially $300, $600 worth of baseball bat in a backpack walking around when you are sub 10 years old. That's kind of insane.
This is right. No, this is I'm just staying there like and again, this is how over my head all of this is. I'm just like, oh, I'm finally realizing that there is a lot of okay, well, duly noted.
Yeah.
Duly.
I mean, if you you picked up on how over my head this is. I dropped a Roberto Clemente reference. Okay, this is how far out of my depth I am.
Right.
This is how far out of date my baseball references are. It's like,
yep.
Google that guy, kids. All right, and you'll see where I'm at here.
Oh, here he is. Yeah, well, got a baseball card. I've seen this baseball card before.
Yeah, I may actually have that.
I think this is where I have seen him. Is this card of him? He's wearing. He played for the Pirates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have seen that card somewhere. I'll include a link to his baseball reference page.
Oh yeah.
There. As soon as I can click this over here, Roberto. There we go. Oh, so anyway, so that's what we are gearing up for this week, and then we have a little lull, and then Lily begins volleyball.
Oh,
and we are going to be those parents where she's going to be in 2 different leagues this summer.
Oh dear,
she's going to be in the Parks League, doing that, and then she's going to be with a school league to the school that we used to attend. They we can go back and play with them, so she'll be go with some people there. So it'll be interesting. We don't have no idea about any of the schedules, so I have no idea what we've actually signed up for, but we shall see. So
nice.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, that's all I have. That's all I have.
That's many things, right? Many things.
I did go to a networking bingo this morning, and
a bingo. What?
Bingo. What? Here's the thing. Okay, so they said this will be my last thing because I know they.
Oh, it's fine.
It was for networking for businesses to go, and it was put on by the Chamber of Commerce, and they had a sponsor. So we said hi to the sponsor. They would listen to their little spiel, and then you were each given a bingo card, and the bingo card had things on it such as have been skydiving. And what you're supposed to do is if you had been skydiving, you were to raise your hand. And then people would come to you for you to sign.
Thing. Okay.
Okay. Now, what you were also supposed to do, which was not explained until the last quarter of this, was when you walked over to that person who raised their hand, you were supposed to give them a business card. Yeah,
that does seem like something you need to not save to the end to make sure people understand.
Well, because the people who were putting it on had thought that everyone else had been to this before, and they had forgotten that A, nobody remembers that kind of detail, and B, 90% of the people in the room had never been to one of these before, including me. I had never been to one of these before. And so towards the end, somebody was like, "Oh, how many business cards do you have?" And one was like, "Oh, I don't have any." And then the person running it was like, Oh, you haven't been handing out your business cards? And we were like, no, you didn't tell us to, and it wasn't written down anywhere. So, okay. So then it was awkward having to go back to the people and remember what their signature looked like and match it to a face. And it just turned into going down the line, be like, here's a card, here's a card, here's a card, here's a card.
Yeah, that is pretty awkward.
Yep.
Oh.
So, hey, people, give directions, okay? That's all we ask for.
Good directions, too.
Yes.
Bang.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
That was my event today. Had fun.
Nice. Very nice.
Goodness. Oh, man.
Oh, my. Well, since we're all full up on the fair and we're still brainstorming books to read.
Yeah, we will continue this in earnest.
Okay.
So we can get started because I know you're about to go on break. So we need to kick this into high gear. And
That's
you're
fine.
Like traveling for an extended period of time this summer.
I am,
so like,
but not until July. So like,
well, that's going to come really fast.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Really
so, okay, fair enough. Yeah, we have to figure that out.
That's only
too.
eight episodes until you were gone. So.
Oh crap. Okay. Okay, we'll do that.
7. Yeah. No, sorry. 7.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to double up quick then. All right. Okay, we'll get that going. Do some things here. I do have a potential returning segment for you, surprise for you at some point, possibly next week if because I should have some time. So I've been. This is a returning segment. Not done. I haven't had one in a long time. Right. So
looking forward to this.
There you go. Surprise, teaser there for next time. So I will leave you with my haiku for the end of the week here.
Okay.
It's definitely take some liberties with syllables and formatting. So it's fine though. Everything's fine.
Okay.
It's experimental. Okay, don't worry about it.
Ooh, it's an avant-garde haiku.
A little bit, right? It's a little bit jaunty. So, okay. New memories etched into the classroom walls, not easily removed.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So,
okay. Nice way to close out the year.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like that one too.
Okay. Very
Again,
nice.
the syllables are a little bit wonky, but it's fine. It's fine.
We'll get it. Syllables, check.
Yeah.
Look,
they're
that's
there. I'll get them typed in there. So I'll get
And very nice. Very nice. Another successful year in the books.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, good. With that, yes, I think we should move aggressively forward with picking a book offline here and try and pick it up potentially before our next recording because we should have a little bit of time between now and then. So,
true. All right, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, if we can get this
kind of early
nailed down.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So, well, we will see what we come up with.
All right, we'll do. Okay, yes, we'll talk about. Yeah, offline we'll figure out shortlist and then we'll go from there. Right?
Yes,
we'll go.
I like it.
All right,
I like it. Okay, very good. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.